Human Resource Management Principles. Chapter 5. Payment Systems and Working Hours. Preview. The different types of payment structures, including basic pay, benefits and incentives. Wage systems currently in use. Factors which influence the quantum of wages paid by employers to employees. The legal requirements which impact the payment of wages. The provisions of the Employment Act 1955 on working hours. Preview. Overtime working. The shift system of working. Alternative work schedules such as flexi-time, job sharing and part-time work. The advantages of teleworking and working from home. The importance of wage systems. Wages are important to employees, standard of living and status. Wages are important to employers, cost of production. Wages are important to society, competitiveness of Malaysian businesses. Remuneration package. Remuneration. Wages. Benefits. Incentives. Goals of remuneration systems. Employers' goals. To maximize profits. To have an attractive package. To retain the best employees. To have a system simple to administer. To maximize income. To have a stable income. Wage systems. Time-related system. Piecework or payment by results. Combination. Factors affecting levels of pay. Wage mix. Internal factors. Compensation policy of organization. Worth of the job. Employees' relative worth. Employer's ability to pay. External factors. the labor market. Cost of living. Collective bargaining. Legal requirements. Individual employees' wages. Equal pay for equal work. Seniority. Degree of skill and experience. Increase in the cost of living. Performance. Legislation relevant to remuneration. The Employment Act. The Sabah Labour Ordinance. The Sarawak Labour Ordinance. The National Wages Consultative Council Act. Legislation relevant to remuneration. Frequency of wage payment. Timing of wage payment. Mode of payment. Advances on wages. Deductions from wages. Situations when wages are not required to be paid. Failure to pay wages. Legislation relevant to remuneration. Minimum wages. As of the 1st of January 2014. Minimum wage in Peninsular Malaysia equals RM900 per month. Minimum wage in Sabah and Sarawak equals RM800 per month. Legislation relevant to remuneration. Minimum wages. Is the minimum wage of RM900 or RM800 adequate? How often should the minimum wage be revised? Should the minimum wage be the same throughout the country? What is the likely impact of the minimum wage on employers, employees and the country? Working hours. Restrictions on working hours established by the Employment Act and SLOs. No employee shall be required under his contract to work more than 8 hours per day or more than 48 hours per week, or more than 5 consecutive hours without a 30-minute break. Working hours. Employees within the scope of the Employment Act and SLOs are entitled to 1 rest day per week. Minimum public holidays. Employment Act equals 10. Sabah Labour Ordinance equals 14. Sarawak Labour Ordinance equals 16. Working hours. Overtime work. Overtime work, that is work done outside the normal hours of work, is permitted up to a maximum of 104 hours per month. Overtime work cannot be made compulsory except in certain circumstances and in certain industries, the essential services. Working hours. Overtime work must be paid at premium rates. Monthly rated workers are entitled to 1.5 times hourly rate of pay when they work overtime hours. An employee may not be permitted to work more than 12 hours per day inclusive of overtime. Overtime work. Advantages. Production or service levels increase without hiring extra workers. Provides opportunity for workers to increase their income. Disadvantages. Higher cost per hour of labor. May cause fatigue, which leads to accidents. May cause dissatisfaction amongst workers. Shift work. Types of shift work. Double day. Triple shift. Continuous. Semi-continuous. Split shift. Rotating or fixed shift. Shift work. Does shift work cause health problems? Are shift workers as productive as non-shift workers? What are the costs of shift work? Alternative work scheduling. Flexi-time. Job sharing. Part-time working. Teleworking. Home working. Review. The different types of payment structures, including basic pay, benefits and incentives. Wage systems currently in use. Factors which influence the quantum of wages paid by employers to employees. The legal requirements which impact the payment of wages. The provisions of the Employment Act 1955 on working hours. Review. overtime working, the shift system of working, alternative work schedules such as flexi-time, job sharing and part-time work. The advantages of teleworking and working from home.